Tana River, the longest river in Kenya, has its tributaries in 6 counties. They are Embu, Meru, Tharaka Nithi, Kirinyaga, Murang'a, and Nyeri. As the rivers cascade from the Aberdares Ranges, Mount Kenya and the surrounding forests to drain into the Tana River system, they form unique backdrops in Kenya's magnificent landscapes. The Upper Tana region is home to over 5.2 million people whose livelihoods revolve around the use of natural resources in the catchment area. The high prevalence of poverty contributes to environmental degradation that has threatened the lifeline of Tana River and its tributaries.
The Upper Tana catchment is a very, very important catchment in this country, and the government of Kenya in Vision 2030 has clearly stipulated that there is need for the conservation of the 5 great water towers. The project is covering 2 of those water towers, that is Mount Kenya and the Aberdare. The area is also home to about 25% of gazetted forest in this country.
We have to conserve the forest for the people on the farmlands to be able to harvest or to have enough food to ensure there is food security. That's why we should take care of the forest part and the agriculture part. You need to capture both ecosystems at the same time so that you can be able to ensure that there is a sustainable environment.
In a world where man is preoccupied with unsustainable consumption of natural resources for survival, life on Earth faces a real threat of historical proportions. Over time, the harmful effects of human activities on the biophysical environment has created environmental biodiversity hotspots.
A hotspot is an area where communities must take action for us all to gain. Or is an area where if nothing happens, all of us environmentally will lose. This is an area where the degradation has bypassed what we call a hotspot. Because this is caused by 3 factors. 1, poor farming methods upstream. Number 2, all the water from the hills. As you can see, we are near the Kiambicho Hills. All the water from the hills, it comes down here. It concentrates in this area. The third important point that you should note is that there is a lot of sand mining in this place. And I suspect it is not controlled mining. This is not an area we expect people of Kiambicho to take action. We expect the county government. We expect the national government. We join hands and address these issues from the source. We expect the Kenya Forest Service to conserve their Kiambicho hilltops, or forests for that matter. We expect the farmers upstream to manage their farms better, contain the water and the soil. So all of us need to take action to conserve what we have for tomorrow.
In an effort to stem negative effects on the environment, the Upper Tana Natural Resources Management Project has funded various activities. One of the key environmental conservation activities undertaken by Upper Tana Natural Resources Management Project is promotion of use of giant bamboo in riverine conservation.
Bamboo is very good for water conservation. In a catchment, on the farmlands, if we can have bamboo, 1, we have a very nice market for bamboo in this republic, for fencing, for furniture, mention it. So this bamboo, as we protect the riverine, can the farmer also earn something? So that the farmer can see the need or the benefit of conservation vis-a-vis income generation. Because we are talking also of reducing poverty. You cannot reduce poverty by having a good environment without money. That is why we are promoting giant bamboo.
Mount Kenya, Kenya's highest mountain, was classified as a World Heritage Site by UNESCO in 1997. Together with the Aberdares, they form 2 of the 5 water towers in Kenya. Their conservation, therefore, is not only of national importance but also international. In the 1990s, the high demand for wood fuel, wood products and agricultural land resulted in intensive logging that saw the clearing of vast tracts of indigenous forests in Mount Kenya and the Aberdares. This led to a serious outcry for concerted efforts to save the 2 water towers.
So what we are doing here is to rehabilitate this degraded site through tree planting. It is important to use tree species that are indigenous to this place so as to enhance or to achieve maximum survival. This rehabilitation would not have been achieved without assistance, financial assistance and otherwise, from the Upper Tana Natural Resource Management Project, which has provided funds for casual employment and the funds for buying of seedlings. Most of these seedlings are bought from community nurseries.
The Forests Act of 2005 recognized the important role forest-adjacent communities play in management of forests through participatory forest management approach. In the Upper Tana catchment, there are over 40 community forest associations.
Under Upper Tana, we have covered 30 hectares, where initially we planted 21,000 seedlings. The money was used to buy the seedlings from the groups. The Kenya Forest Service are assisted in designing, pitting and planting.
The Mount Kenya forest is an important refuge for elephants and other wild animals. Over time, humans have encroached on elephants' migratory routes, causing human-wildlife conflict.
Well, human-wildlife conflict is a phenomenon where the interface between man and wildlife is decreased. That is to mean that wildlife stray from their protected area and find its way on people's farms, and in some rare cases people also do not respect the boundary of the protected area and get into the protected area. So in a sense, it creates an interaction where humans and wildlife interact in mostly an adverse scenario. And manifestation of human-wildlife conflict, we see that there are deaths to humans, injury to human beings, destruction of property, destruction of crops, and in some cases retaliatory from people and communities where they retaliate and kill wildlife.
As at December 2015, the Upper Tana Natural Resources Management Project had constructed 40 kilometers of solar-powered electric fence in Tharaka Nithi and Meru counties. It is with a sigh of relief as this farmer recounts those dark, cold nights when they had to stay awake and fight off the elephants.
Tulitete wira mwingi muno wa kuraraga nja. Tuo tuko thadita turaraga kurira njogu. Tukauma njo tuko tukabanga banga nimbwe mukona riko riri nika tuasaga tukabuba mwangi baba. Tukabuba mwangi nikenda njogu jasa ikona weru ikaumba kula. Aba bubagwa irato mibira plastiki nikenda njogu ingesha yagwa mirukenu tukona kane ikaura. Wakati hii fence iliwekwa nimeuza ndizi hapa mara mbili. nikapata angalau shilingi karibu 15,000 from April, kutoka April nimepata kitu. Hata nimepanda viazi vitamu sasa hivi.
Na sasa unapata faida. Siku hizi niko na faida. Atungelima kwa sababu ukilima ndovu zinapimia, halafu kuja ninapakia. Mboga ni in rotation. Viazi kama ile na nduma huko chini mtoni, atara kama hii na mahindi, mandizi, maharagwe na viazi. Okay. Zote ni sweet na ile nyingine. Tukua unalala. Ni hapa ile hii. Tulikuwa tunasikana. Ndio usiku halafu tutazifukuza tukiwa wengi.
However, not everybody in the project area is enjoying the benefits of a solar-powered fence.
Wameingia kwa shamba yangu, wamekula viazi, mboga, miwa, na hata wakaribu mboga zangu zingine nilikuwa nimepanda hapo.
Mwanga twetaura kwa mwitu naena tutijega kuliyingire no antu tusoka nyomba rasigira nyomba uti nyomba yingago
akwe kilo 5 cha bibi.
Sasa njia moja ile tungeweza ama nyinyi mchukulie kwa umakini sana, mkituwekea hiyo fence at least inaweza kutusaidia sana.
The project coordinator, while on a visit to the communities bordering the forest, witnessed firsthand the devastation left behind by elephants the night before.
Mshana inatoka kwa hiyo majani ya nyanya saa 3 mchana au saa 10.
Ikipita tu. Kwa mara, tukimara tukimureka to sinione kuona bwega.
The farmers demonstrate how they use innovative methods to scare away the elephants.
Alafu hii mkebe ni ya ile ya rangi. Unapigilia msumari hapa.
Unfortunately, these methods do not always work, putting the farmers' lives at risk and sometimes with very tragic consequences.
Enyewe shinda zile tunapata kubwa sana ni kusumbuliwa na wanyama. Juu niko karibu na msitu na siwezi nikaepuka. Ni kama nikiwa sasa niko na kitu kwa shamba, wanaharibu kila kitu.
The project coordinator takes time to assure the farmers what is being done to ensure that this problem will soon be outdated.
Vile tumepata pesa kupitia hii project ya Apatana, tutatekeleza hiyo kazi tukiwa sisi sote pamoja. Pesa ya project itanunua kikingi na waya, na community nao wanajitokelezea kufanya kazi nyingine. Si tumekubaliana hivyo. Na tukimaliza fence, sio kumaanisha ni KWS watakuwa na maintain. Nataka kuamini ya kwamba hiyo vikundi mumeunda mtaendelea na kuangalia hiyo fence isikunje ikaharibika. Hasara ile unapata individual. Na wale wengine mmepakana nao wako na shinda pia wamepata hasara. Kwa hivyo muungane mkiendelea hivyo mkiwa kikundi moja ya kuangalia hiyo fence.
In the arid and semi-arid regions of Upper Tana catchment, charcoal is among the key sources of livelihoods for many homesteads. The Upper Tana Natural Resources Management Project has funded community groups to adopt efficient charcoal kilns technology.
We are supposed to sensitize community on those negative activities which are impacting the environment negatively. They should discard them and then adopt the new technology which we are advising them to take so that we can save our environment. And we have seen the recovery rate is between 20 to 30%. And this is a high recovery rate compared to the ordinary kilns, which range from 10 to 14%.
The reason as to why we started engaging ourselves in charcoal burning is that we saw that the community here used the other kind of charcoal burning, which is not efficient, it is not economical, and is not cost effective. This kiln, it takes little time in burning charcoal, and it is efficient. You don't have a lot of waste when it comes to production. For example, you burn today, you get it after 3 days, and it is fully, and in fact one Land Rover, you can get at a maximum of seven bags, which is very economical. From Apatana we got around 87,000. The community contributed 10% of the amount.
Uzuri wa hii jiko haina ile kazi mingi, ati ukiweka kuni utakuja utapoteza kazi yako kuja kuangalia ati sijui imetoboka. Ushaweka tu ni kuweka, unangojea hata yenyewe inajisima yenyewe. Kitu cha pili, iko tofauti sana na ile makaa ingine ile ya kawaida. Sababu ile ya kawaida iko na ile inaitwanga ile uchafu ile ujeuzi. Lakini kama hii yetu tuseme, hata kama hii unaona hivi, hii hata ukikwarusa hivi hauna ile uchafu mwingi sana. Na ile nyingine ya kienyeji tu ukishika hivi mkono wote ni uchafu mtupu weuzi. Yeah. Kwa hivyo ni kuonyeshana hii